Do you adapt or adopt a new pet? What's the difference between these two words that sound very similar? I'm Gordon Morse, your natural English coach, and I'm here to help. The English words adapt and adopt sound very similar. They rhyme, meaning that only one of their syllables is different, the middle ah sound of adapt and the middle o sound of adopt. They sound very similar, but they are not similar in meaning. How do you use both of these words in natural English? Let's find out. To adapt something means to get used to the conditions of something that has changed. If animals are transported a long distance away from their home, they can adapt to a new environment. You can adapt to a new job that is different from your old one. Some people need to adapt to the times, which means they need to learn how to survive in the modern world. Because right now, they only do things that worked in the past. The times in this phrase means the current time, or the modern age. To adopt something means to take ownership of something. You commonly hear this phrase with parents who adopt a child that they did not give birth to, or when families adopt a pet from an animal shelter. The object of the adoption, in these cases the child or the pet, is the adoptee. A child can tell people that they are adopted. This phrase might be a little bit confusing because they were adopted in the past, but being adopted is often part of a person's identity, and thus constant. That's why people might say, I am adopted. The real tricky part is where the meanings of these two words, adapt and adopt, might overlap. For example, if you work at a big company, you might hear your manager either say, we need to adapt a new idea, or we need to adopt a new idea. The key difference is that adapt is usually used for things that are changing into something new. Words that have similar meanings to adapt are words like innovate, create, rethink. Adapting an idea is about changing an idea to make it a new idea that hasn't been used before. Adopting an idea, however, more often means taking and reusing an old idea. The idea already exists, we're just taking ownership of it now. Let's have some practice time. Here are a few sentences you can practice your natural English with. My adopted son adapted to his new country very quickly. He was speaking our language in no time. I love hearing classic literature from other countries adapted into English. In order to adapt to a world of new technology, we need to adopt a more tolerant mindset. Try to answer these questions for yourself. This practice will help you improve your natural English speaking. What kind of pet would you like to adopt? How do you adapt to new surroundings or environments? Would you ever consider adopting a child? Why or why not? If you have any questions about today's topic, or want me to make a video about another tricky part of English conversation, leave a comment below. Also, if you're interested in getting a totally free natural English assessment from me, follow the link to the right. I'll see you next time for another lesson.